Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to be notified what is going on. Devin Haney is still the champion. The champion is still Devin Haney for the WBC. The WBC champion at 140 pounds is still Devin Haney. Now, my question is really, is he still worthy enough of being the champion of 140 pounds? After obviously the beating that he took Saturday night against Ryan Garcia. Now, Ryan Garcia came out, did his thing, and obviously put him down 5 times, but 3 times was counted. You know, what toll is that going to take on Devin Haney as the champion of Devin Haney is, right? We're talking about a Devin Haney who, before Saturday night, had never been dropped. He's shown vulnerability. He's shown that he could be hurt, like from guys like Jorge Linares, or he's shown that vulnerability in fights like against Lomachenko. Now, my question is, how worthy enough is Devin Haney to still be the champion at 140 pounds after that beating? And to be honest, if we're really being honest, yes, Ryan Garcia didn't make the weight, and it was very clear that if Ryan Garcia was to win, he would not get the belt. Very understandable. It's unprofessionalism. You came in, um, you didn't make the weight. So it was just unprofessionalism in that sense. But Devin Haney losing should have meant that Devin Haney that the belt was vacated, and in my opinion, I think that Devin Haney, he caught a break there. I think that he should be thanking Ryan Garcia, and I think that Ryan Garcia feels like that belt means more to Devin Haney. Now, I don't think that Devin Haney, I think that Devin Haney is actually going to wear that belt with pride because we've seen it in the past with Devin Haney. Even if he didn't win the belt, he was still rocking the belt like it was his belt. Like he won that belt inside of the ring. Let me take you to a time before all of this where Devin Haney was emailed a belt from the WBC. The WBC took it upon themselves to say that Devin Haney was now a champion of the WBC without even fighting uh anybody for a vacant belt, for a vacant time, whatever. He didn't fight anybody for that belt. They just decided to take it upon themselves to give them a belt. They gave him a belt, and obviously they did what they did. They wore it with pride. Now, there was another guy coming up. His name is Teofimo Lopez. Now, Teofimo Lopez had to fight through fire to get to get to those belts. Teofimo Lopez was one of those guys that really wanted legacy. That was very into legacy. He wanted to take the belts from the top dudes in the division, and that's what he really wanted. So he took a route where he could get to those belts, and he knew that another guy by the name of Lomachenko wanted to unify, wanted to become undisputed. So he went and took and fought a guy named Richard Comey. Now, Richard Comey was the IBF world champion at that time. And Lomachenko told Teofimo Lopez, well, if you fight and you get a belt, then you get a shot at my belts. You know. So Teofimo Lopez beats Richard Comey in stunning fashion, and there you go. Lomachenko held the end of his word. He fought Teofimo Lopez and lost. Teofimo Lopez then became the undisputed world champion. But the next day, something very funny happened. Uh, Fans of Devin Haney and Devin Haney started wearing that belt with pride, saying that, oh no, Teofimo Lopez is not a undisputed world champion. Then the media took to it because they didn't like Teofimo Lopez. You started seeing it, seeing it, seeing it. The media started running with it, and Teofimo Lopez obviously chasing that legacy, obviously wanting to be the best. Obviously got screwed in that situation. And then Devin Haney wore the belt with pride. Like he won the belt in the ring, but he didn't beat nobody to get that to get that accolade. and it's unfortunate. So Devin Haney, after this beating, he's still the world champion, and I'm sure he's gonna wear that belt with pride. I'm sure that he's gonna take that and he's gonna be pride. He's gonna wear it with pride and joy. But the reality of this is that Ryan Garcia came in Saturday night, beat him and let him keep his belt. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney should have said, man, you know what? Give him the belt. You know what I'm saying? I think that Devin Haney today, a lot of people would just be talking about what Devin Haney did inside of that ring, as far as being it's kind of like more of a stand-up guy type of thing, right? Whereas if he beat me, fuck it. I'm gonna just give him the belt because you know what? I'm not the champion no more in reality, right? So how am I gonna sit there and wear this with pride? How am I gonna sit there and really call myself a champion when I went in Saturday night? You know what I'm saying? And I totally got annihilated. So why would I ever want to parade this around like I am the champ? You know what I mean? And I think that right there shows character. If you was to be like, you know what, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You beat me, here's the belt. Even if he's not recognized or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? But I think that a lot of people, this is what we'll be talking about right now. This is the type of things we will be talking about right now. Yo, but what Devin Haney did it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he might have lost. Yeah, he got whooped. But you know what Devin Haney did? He said, you know what? Fuck that. Give him the belt, man. Give him the belt because he deserved it. He came in, he beat me. Even though he didn't make the weight, whatever, but he still deserved it. He still beat me. You know what I'm saying? We still signed on the dotted line. He still paid me out for missing the weight. You know what I mean? So if we gonna say that he's the champion, you know what I mean? I think that we gotta clarify. He was just the champion by default in reality, right? Just because he made the weight. So congratulations to him on making that weight, and that's what got him to keep the belt. But in reality, Devin Haney should not be a champion right now, in my opinion. I feel like it's kind of disrespectful uh to have a champion, you know, as far as getting beat in the fashion that he did, not just because of the fashion, just getting beat in general, but still, the fashion just adds more to it. I think that he shouldn't be the champion, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it should have been vacated and he had to get to the back of the line and try to fight for that title again. 140 pounds is stacked. You know what I'm saying? Obviously that belt should have been vacant and there should have been other fighters trying to get to the top. You know what I mean? There's a lot of fighters at 140 pounds that's trying to get to the top. So you mean to tell me that you could go in there. Obviously, the other guy, he didn't make the weight. It is what it is, but you can still keep the weight after an ass whooping. It makes zero sense to me. You know, if that was the case, then the fight shouldn't even have gone on. You know what I'm saying? If the belt was it held in such regards, the fight shouldn't even went on. Nobody should have even let Devin Haney collect any type of money because in reality, it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, I think that Devin Haney's belt, it doesn't mean nothing. I don't view him as a champion because all I view is him getting knocked down 5 times. You know what I'm saying? So how can I credit him? How can I be like, yo, he's still the champ. He's still the champ. He's still the champ when I know that this dude, you know what I'm saying, he's only the champ because he came in on weight, you know what I mean? Which is a big part. Don't get me wrong. It's like when you go and do the SAT and they give you 500 just for writing your name correctly. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's the type of credit that you get. You know what I mean? Is okay, 500 points, but you still failed the SAT, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You still ain't getting into a prestigious college, my brother. So it doesn't make sense. It just don't make sense. But the WBC is gonna collect money regardless. So the WBC is obviously to blame in this situation because the WBC saw that we weren't gonna collect any type of money from Ryan Garcia because guess what? He didn't win. You know what I mean? And then we know that the other guys at 140 pounds are not making the type of they ain't making the type of money to keep up with a sanctioning belt. You know what I'm saying? So they most likely would have to drop a belt. You know what I'm saying? Or fight a mandatory, and it was just gonna be too much. Why not just give it back to the guy that's been paying these sanctioning fees that we know he's already taken a belt and held it with pride. You know what I'm saying? Even though he wasn't really a champ, he didn't beat nobody to become a champ, but still wore that belt with pride, right? So the WBC it is obvious to blame here. WBC is just so corrupt. They just want their money. They're so money hungry. The greed inside of the WBC it is pretty much disgusting. I mean, look at Mauricio Suleiman. He came out the next day on Twitter or whatever, and he said, guess what he said? He said congratulations to Ryan Garcia, but he's still not the champion. Devin Haney is, and obviously that's not something that Ryan Garcia even has even talked about. He doesn't really even give a fuck about that belt, if we're being 100 completely honest. Everybody inside of boxing is talking about he's still beltless, this and that, whatever, whatever. To that dude, he don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna hurt his feelings that you guys that the media is saying that, oh, he's still beltless, he doesn't have a belt. He could care less. The dude is just trying to make fucking money. You know what I'm saying? He's another Javante Tank Davis, but they don't. From what I see, the media doesn't really criticize Javante Tank Davis for not really for being beltless. You know what I mean? Like, they don't really criticize him for any of that. They I don't think nobody really talks about that, right? Except for here and there, you know what I'm saying? You hear that, but it's not really something that's magnified, right? But Ryan Garcia being beltless and not having a belt is, but how can you really view this? Is how you know that the media really does hate Ryan Garcia. I mean, look, we've heard it. Look, Timothy Bradley has come out and say that he despises Ryan Garcia. uh Steve Kim has come out and said that he doesn't like Ryan Garcia. I mean, these people are now showing their true colors. Even though he won, they had to express their true feelings. Imagine if this dude would have lost. They would have been tearing this dude the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Because in reality, I think that there is a ploy inside of the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? And we starting to see who they picking and choosing. But they've thrown Teofimo Lopez under the dust, under the dirt. They've tried to throw Ryan Garcia under the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez had to fucking dig his way back out of the dirt. You know what I'm saying? From the dead to beat Josh Taylor and stuff like that. And then these motherfucking cocksuckers still don't be giving Teofimo Lopez his real credit. If we're being 100% completely honest, they leave him out of shit. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about champions, they don't even really talk about him. You know what I mean? So these are the type of dudes that they trying to blackball. You know what I mean? And you start seeing what they're trying to really push. You know what I'm saying? If you really paying attention, you could see all that type of shit. It's not really hard. They're not masking a lot of this shit. You know what I mean? They're telling you right in your face that they hate these motherfuckers. They don't like any of these motherfuckers because for what reasons I don't know why. Right? I can understand, Ryan Garcia, he might be a little crazy, you know what I'm saying? But you got to be a little crazy inside of the sport of boxing. It is what it is. You getting punched in your fucking face for a living, you know what I'm saying? And you have to sell a fight. The other guy, look, Devin Haney, this whole time when they were promoting this fight, he was basically brainless, bro. He didn't have any marketing schemes. He didn't do anything to market the fight. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do anything in reality. But Ryan Garcia had been manifesting this for a long time. He's been saying that, you know what I mean, that that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? That that's what he was going to do. He been telling them everything. You know what I mean? But the media just doesn't like that for some reason, right? They're trying to play this big political type of thing, you know what I'm saying, for their own personal gains. I don't know why they're trying to blackball these guys, you know what I mean? And you have to be a good boy in their eyes for you to be for you to, you know what I'm saying, for them to talk about you in a great light, you know what I mean? But it's embarrassing. The sport is embarrassing. You can see the biasness in a lot of these the top media, you know what I mean? These top media or places, like that is supposed to be like ProBox TV or the one that Steve Kim and Mario Lopez do. Look at ProBox TV. They have to. They're on a campaign right now that they have to. At first, after the immediate reaction and stuff like that, they were on a campaign to tarnish uh, uh, Ryan Garcia. Once Ryan Garcia said, "Man, fuck Paulie Malignaggi, fuck Chris Algieri, fuck Timothy Bradley, all them dudes that's sitting up there, fuck all them dudes." Guess what? The CEO of ProBox TV had to come out and give an open invitation to Ryan Garcia. So guess what? Ryan Garcia, even though he's beltless, even though a lot of people don't like him, he still holds weight in society. You know what I'm saying? Not just the boxing world, just in society. They know that kind of what if Ryan Garcia is saying something, people are gonna take that and watch that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are gonna be like that. That's why Timothy Bradley, literally probably an hour ago, just came out with an apology. Congratulations to Ryan Garcia. Had to congratulate him. Paulie Malignaggi, another guy who had to say and Chris Algieri both had to say it's not business. It's not. I mean, it's business, not personal. See what I'm saying? So, what type of business are you in if you're not really making no business sense, right? Um, I understand, you know what I mean, but it's kind of too much, you know what I'm saying? When you call this motherfucker crazy as shit, I call this motherfucker crazy as shit. You know what I'm saying? But you also have to give credit where credit is due. Um, but to sit there and try to say that he cheated Devin Haney is a little absurd, right? That's what Timothy Bradley was basically alluding to when he was saying that it wasn't an even playing field, that they didn't fight in an even playing field. That's what Timothy Bradley was trying to allude to. You know what I'm saying? That just because of this, at the end of the day, you were calling him a C class fighter. You were saying that this dude wasn't shit. This dude ain't that. He ain't this. He ain't this. He ain't that. And shit went different. You know what I'm saying? Shit went different. It turned different. And now you like, nah, fuck that. It wasn't fair. It wasn't even fair. It wasn't an even playing field. Look, man, you can't name me one fight that Devin Haney did not have an advantage over any of his opponents. You see what I'm saying? You can't name me one fight. You can't name me a fight that this dude, anybody even thought that he was gonna lose. Ryan Garcia is a perfect example. Nobody even thought he was gonna lose that fight. You know what I'm saying? That was a perfect example. But guess what? The better man won on the night, and you can't make excuses for that. At the end of the day, Ryan Garcia, crazy as shit. You know what I'm saying? The religious thing, you know what I mean? Um, talking hella shit, you know what I'm saying? Talking all the religious stuff and then, saying things that you really not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be held in that type of light, that you are a holy man, you know what I mean? But it's double standards as well, because you see them point out that Ryan Garcia is telling dudes to suck my dick and this and that. You know what I'm saying? You see them pointing that type of stuff out, but they don't point out when Bill Haney is on top of the Empire State Building, telling Ryan Garcia mother that my son gonna kill your son. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending my son to kill your son. You know what I mean? So like it kind of doesn't weigh in. You know what I'm saying? It don't weigh in at all. You know, um, because we know that Bill Haney is a Muslim, you know what I'm saying? And he holds his religion, you know what I mean? And that's something that they've been very vocal about. And there's nothing wrong with Ryan Garcia or Bill Haney, being religious or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to be held to that spirit, I mean, to that light, then you got to follow and abide by those rules as well. You know what I'm saying? You are not more than anybody, and you are not more than those religions. So you can't be going around saying things like that, in my opinion, right? If I was somebody who was very religious, I wouldn't be going around telling people, kids, people, mothers, that I'm gonna send my son to kill your son, or for you to, you know what I'm saying, to suck my dick. You know what I mean? If I wasn't religious, you know what I'm saying? But double standards in the media is crazy because they could lead you to believe all this type of stuff. You know what I mean? And it's they could lead you to believe that in reality, you know what I'm saying, that is only Ryan. You know what I'm saying? I've already said I don't believe Ryan in his whole thing, you know what I mean? Because he says I'm not a perfect man. Very understandable. Nobody is a perfect man, but we all can understand. We can also agree that you got to also watch the things that's coming out of your mouth, especially when you're held in high regard, right? A lot of his fans are more younger fans, you know what I'm saying? So you also got to understand that. Was it funny? Hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Great. I mean, great marketing. You marketing this fight. You know what I'm saying? Do I take that and be like, man, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Brian Garcia had to market this fight. He had to market this fight. And when you have somebody that's not really trying to market it, like Devin Haney, he really wasn't doing too much. He was more in the background type stuff. It looked like he was mostly just training, doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? And Ryan Garcia was, if we're being 100% honest, he was just really doing all the groundwork. So I'm sure that the kid is probably, after beating Devin Haney, he was going crazy. Dude started smoking weed, taking shots, and all of this extra stuff. But those are type of things you be like, yo, whoa, you know what I'm saying? You was just talking all of this and now you doing all of that. You know what I mean? Very understandable though. We see this every day. You know what I mean? We see this every day. And it just don't make no sense. You like, wait a second, you're not supposed to be doing that, bro. That's not you know what I'm saying? That only that's not what you're supposed to be doing. But let's get past that. Devin Haney, in my opinion, I feel like he should not be the champion. Unfortunately, um, for him, he just lost. He lost, and in my opinion, you can't be a champion after getting beat like that. You know what I mean? And I get it and all, but the WBC is really money hungry, so they don't really care. They don't care. They didn't want that belt to go vacant. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll be losing out on money. Let's be 100% honest. They'll be losing out on a lot of money if that belt was to go vacant. So they decided, well, he came in on weight. Ryan Garcia didn't. Fuck it. Let's just give him the belt back, even if he loses. Even if he loses, fuck it. Let's just give him the belt back. I mean, what harm is it gonna do? Well, the only harm that it's really gonna do is that there are guys that could have gotten an opportunity to win a belt. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to come by a belt, and now it's gonna be very tough for anybody to fight. Uh, Devin Haney, because Devin Haney most likely will be taking a year layoff. So now you're pushing back a lot of fighters at 140 pounds away from those belts. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate. I think that Ryan Garcia said, man, forget these belts, because he didn't want to be tied to anything, right? He didn't want to be tied to oh, I gotta fight a mandatory, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I think that in reality, he came in at 143 pounds just to say, fuck you, I don't want that belt. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be tied down to anything that y'all got going on in reality, right? But with Devin Haney now gonna probably possibly be gone for over a year, you're setting back a lot of dudes at 140 pounds that could have had an opportunity to win the belt. So now the WBC is playing in all of these parts. It's just ridiculous. I think the WBC is a big problem inside of the sport of boxing as of right now. You know what I'm saying? Before, okay, you let Jamal Charlo hold on to his belt forever, ever. Guys at 160 pounds aren't getting those opportunities, and this just takes away opportunities from other fighters, and that's the problem that I see with this, right? You taking away the opportunity for two fighters at 140 pounds to fight for a vacant belt. Two fighters that could potentially be more active than Devin Haney this year and maybe possibly next year. But now that WBC belt will be running around, is gonna be running around. Now we're gonna see probably a title eliminated to get a chance at a title, whatever, and we'll never ever see any type of fight. You know what I'm saying? Sandor Martin is the mandatory for Devin Haney. He took the step aside money, so potentially he is the guy that should be getting the next opportunity against Devin Haney, and that'll probably be the fight that we see next. That's the type of fight that's going to be very dangerous for Devin Haney. I don't really see Devin Haney being able to beat Sandor Martin. Sandor Martin is a very competitor, a dude that could very well come in and kill your night, you know what I'm saying? And not only the boxing, he's gonna kill the boxing fans' night because it's not gonna probably be a fun fight, especially stylistically for those two fighters. But potentially, it could become something, right? There's always an upside. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. So potentially, the fight could become something. But Sandor Martin is possibly gonna be the next opponent for Devin Haney, and we probably see that next year, probably mid next year, and you know, but. Sandor Martin could have been very well fighting was against somebody else for that vacant WBC belt. It's very simple. They took the opportunity away from fighters just because of uh their gain. You know what I'm saying? Their greed. The WBC is greedy, greedy, greedy. They're just money hungry. The only reason that they did that was because they knew that belt was vacant and they knew that these Sandor Martin ain't making enough to even hold the belt that the WBC sanctioned. You know what I'm saying? He don't even make that type of money. You know what I mean? So they knew that there was no money under that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to be notified, and we out, man. Peace.